Hey guys, King of Charms here, to be your judge, your jury, and your analyst. And today I bring to you the Walrein Trev core is still literally the strongest core in Ultra Premier Classic. No, seriously. This thing is running everywhere, and with the rise of Dragonites, I would say this core works even better. I literally had a coaching session with someone. They were using the Walrein Trev core with something in the back, and they did phenomenal. And that's just how obscenely ridiculous the Walrein Trev core is. It's mostly because of Walrein, really, though. Even though Walrein got nerfed by 5 energy on Icicle Spear, it's still really freaking good. And with bulk, ground has amazing coverage across the board, and Icicle Spear still hits like a truck. The SS Walrein takes your elo is going to sail for a while. So this is still the strongest core in the freaking like Ultra Premier Classic, even though Walrein reserved. But before we get started, it's going to be my therapist mental health tip of the day. And as usual, you could skip this by going straight to the battles or just go to the chapters. I have chapters for a reason. Yes, I will look at it, do chapters just so that y'all can skip forward battles back and forth. But since we're talking about meta, we're going to talk about psychotherapy or talk therapy. Well, psychotherapy is like the broader term, but talk therapy is usually the meta that every therapist uses. When we're talking about relieving emotional stress or emotional support and going to mental health problems, etc., we use talk therapy. It's the basis for everything. You use talk therapy, it goes into evidence-based therapy, it's the literal meta. The meta is, hi, my name is XXX, and then we go ahead and talk to you and try to empathize, emphatic responding, emotional support, and getting insight into your life choices and difficulties. That's what talk therapy does. And talk therapy kind of leads to all the other styles of therapy, etc. So that's, if you wonder if you have ever been in therapy and they say talk therapy or case notes, it's literally just talking to you back and forth. That's basic talk therapy. It encompasses many types of treatment and is practiced by a range of clinicians using a variety of strategies. The critical aspect is that the client or patient work collaborate with the therapist can identify improvement, positive change over time. Most therapies in wide use have been well tested and deemed effective, though it may at first feel difficult to seek out therapy, especially those low income or well comprehensive experience. The benefits of successful therapy are literally life-changing, and there's evidence and so many studies to back this up. Therapy didn't just magically rise from the world, no, back in the 90s, and then everybody started monetizing it. But speaking of monetization, I really do appreciate y'all, and if you want to spend your monies on something that's going to last for a while, the Walrein Trev core will do you well in Ultra League. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here are the battles. So, we get Colin MF. I don't know if that's Colin Mother Effer, but you know what? Colin, they're pretty pissed off right now because they have a Shadow Typhlosion. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually really rough. So, you technically win this, but you have to double bait with Icicle Spears and then fire an Earthquake. That's your only win condition. Otherwise, this thing will blast burn you to death because Shadow blast burns hurt a lot. Even though it's only neutral damage, it hurts a lot. So, I'm going to shield the first blast burn. I'm trying to debate all their shields, and they actually send in their own Walrein. So now we're in the one shield, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to send in Gallade. So the thing about close combat against a regular Walrein, you won't outright kill it. You'll put it in either the yellow or the red if you get a close combat through. The job we're trying to do here is I'm trying to either bait a shield and then close combat, or I'm just going to straight leap blade. So I managed to get the shield, which is great. And then now I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shield this one, and I should be able to get to a leaf blade after I let this Icicle Spear through. So as you see here, I'm going to get to a leaf blade, attempt to, and I'm not able to. So my plan A failed, basically. So when I saw this, I was like, man, I definitely should have shielded. But I still have one shield, so it's okay. So I still have a shield. They have to fire the Earthquake against me, so it's fine. As you see here, this one Earthquake will not kill. So plan A kind of failed, and I kind of put myself behind. I can send in Trevenant now and try to farm down to get some extra energy for the back row because they won't be able to get to another Icicle Spear. So I have a fully powered Trevenant, and I'm hoping that I can Shadow Ball for the W because I literally need to get 2 Shadow Balls. So I'm timing everything right, and then I managed to fire on the right interval. This Shadow Ball will go through and it will KO this poor Typhlosion. Because it's Shadow, it will die. And as you see here, we get an Embolient. So I'm like, let's go, baby. So here's the problem, though. I am I'm pretty dead right now. The reason being is because they have to fire a Drill Peck. That Drill Peck will kill me. However, I should have an Icicle Spear queued on my Walrein, and that should take out this Empoleon, even though it's double resisted because water and steel resist ice. I've already done enough chip damage to where this will KO. That's why you confidently see me do this play that just makes up for all the fact that I almost royally screwed up my win condition. It happens a lot. This is why I always royally screw up my win conditions, and I always, when I showcase battles, I showcase my own battles all the time with crazy teams, but it helps you practice. So now we got Walrein versus Charizard. So what we're gonna do here is just go straight Icicle Spear. Just go straight Icicle Spear. There's against Charizard, whether it's Dragon Breath or, I'm impressed you have a Party Hat Charizard, so you're even going super hard. So Party Hat Charizard, I really wish I got the shiny one. I grinded for hours trying to get the shiny Charizard Party Hat, and it never happened. So I'm never going after Party Hat I'm never going after Party Hat Mons ever again. I'm going to go ahead and just go straight Icicle Spear here. I could send in Gallade. The problem is I'm down shields. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go Icicle Spear, and then I'm going to send in Gallade. So since I was able to break a shield, that's great, because now all I'm going to do here is I'm going to Mega Finesse my opponent. And what I mean by Mega Finesse, I'm going to try to close combat, and then that is a freaking boost. So we got a boost a Goon, and now they're going to shield. I'm going to bait here because they're going to shield. Every time an Obstagoon boosts, they never call the bait because it's just you want to keep it alive. But unfortunately for this Obstagoon is because I got that confusion through, I'll be able to get close combat, and then this will yeet this poor Obstagoon from the face of the earth. So you may have gone Super Saiyan 2 because you're +2, but you know what? Screw you, die. Why the heck don't I ever boost at like the first or the second time with an Obstagoon? I can do it with a Alolan Sandshrew, but it never works when it's a freaking Obstagoon, and I don't know why. Now I get a Trevenant. All I'm going to do is send in Walrein, and then I'm going to Icicle Spear right away. Walrein C-Bomb will kill at this range, but I still have a whole Walrein, and I don't want Gallade to get farmed down. That's why you see me switch out right away. If your Pokemon's going to get farmed, you can go swap out because you don't want to get farmed to oblivion. And unfortunately, they actually don't outright kill me with that Seed-Bomb. This is fine though. This Trev shouldn't have enough energy to get to another one, so I should be able to just farm down here. And they actually send in a Charizard, so I should be able to Shadow Ball, and this is game. Shadow Ball will go through, and then all I have to do is just claw down, or because you saw my research task go through, if they actually top left it. So unfortunately, even though Party Like a Charizard, Party Like a Rockstar, if you know that song, yeah, it's a very old song, but you know what I mean. So, unfortunately, not going to party over my elo today, and now we get a Gallade onto Walrein. This is actually a little dicey here, because Leaf Blade hurts a lot, it's super effective, so is Close Combat. It doesn't get stabbed with Leaf Blade, though, and we get a Snorlax. So this kind of sucks, because your back row really hates seeing, my back row hates seeing Snorlax. Gallade and Trev don't do well against Snorlax, but one of them has to go. So I'm going to send in Gallade, and I'm going to attempt to get to a close combat. I try to catch a superpower, but unfortunately I'm not able to, but they literally just Body Slam you in deafening ways. As you see, Body Slam does like half of your HP. So I'm going straight for the close combat here. I'm hoping this goes through shields. If this goes through shields, it's freaking phenomenal, because that means I'll be able to win back switch, and I do. Now the problem is their Gallade will come back in, and then they have a little bit of extra energy, and I have a half-dead Walrein with an Icicle Spear, and I have a Trevenant. But because I won back switch, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to just take out whatever's in the back with Trev. Luckily, I'm able to get to another Icicle Spear and take this Gallade to the zeros. So I don't really have to shield anything this Gallade throws at me. Leaf Blade hurts, but it doesn't do a lot. So, but I'm prompted to shield at least once because you don't need a Trev with 2 shields. So I'm gonna eat this one Leaf Blade. As you see, you really don't need to shield it. It only does like 20%, but you don't want your health to get too low, because your opponent might have a Charmer in the back, and if they have a Charmer, we don't for all this energy for nothing. And they actually send in the Venusaur. This is great, so we're going to fire the Shadow Ball, and we should be able to farm down this Venusaur and get to a Seed-Bomb for the Gallade in the back for the dub. So I'm going to ball out the Dark Hado, Kamehameha Wave, whichever one you want to call it. Frenzy Plant hurts, but it doesn't hurt a lot. But I'm going to shield regardless, and as you see here, it was a Sludge Bomb. But it doesn't really matter. I shield, and then all I have to do is farm you down. I win CMP against whatever the Gallade has to throw at me, and then that's game. Even if Sludge Bomb doesn't kill here. And Frenzy Plant, as you see, it does a lot of damage. But I'm going to go straight for the Shadow Ball. I didn't need to do this. You know, overkill is always welcome. Always, if something is, make sure something is dead. And Shadow Ball will for sure make sure this Gallade is dead. When you just ball out. Just ball out. Literally 3-point Steph Curry. Or like, you know, get freaking, what you call it? Be like, what you call it? Donovan Mitchell and get traded to the Cavs. I don't hate the Jazz, but you know what? It's the Jazz. So now they're in full rebuild mode. So sorry, Jazz fans. But as you see here, we got the Charizard onto Walrein again. And you already know what to do here. We're just going to go straight Icicle Spear. You don't want to eat a Blast Burn. So I'm going to Shield. Because Blast Burn hurts a lot. And there's no reason to leave this Charizard with so much HP. Make sure you time your moves correctly. As you see here, you have to make sure, if it's a 3-turn move, make sure you fire correctly so they don't get an extra fire spin through. That's what I'm doing here. That's why I'm being very meticulous when I time my moves. It takes a while, but you usually get used to it. I look at things visually. So I look at visually, but I don't just look at the energy. I also look at the animation. So when Charizard moves his butt and he's ready to flick his tail, that's when you can fire. Or like when you like, you know, when he like moves his butt like that or something like that. You can't see the below my waist, but you know, it's like, yeah, I'm making a gesture. We take out the Charizard. They have shield advantage. They have 3 Homons, and they send in a Swampert, which is great. I don't know what they have in the back, so I'm kind of confused at this point. But you know, Walrein Trevcore still reigns supreme in Ultra Premier Classic, so I literally coached someone with the Walrein Trevcore, and then they used the Dragonite in the back, and actually did very, very well in our battles. So I'm very happy and hope they learned a lot from that from coaching. So this Hydro Cannon's gonna go through. This won't kill, but they're gonna be able to get some extra energy. And they go straight Earthquake. I'm like, dang, dude, you really hate Walrein. Hydro Cannon wouldn't kill, but it would have been better for them because they would have been able to get extra energy. And they actually have a Sylveon. Now, my brain is kind of melting because that's actually a Quick Attack Sylveon. So I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I didn't see a Charm go through, and that's a Quick Attack Sylveon. Because you're using Quick Attack Sylveon, you actually lose this match. If they had Charm, I would be in danger because they could Side Strike me down, and I have a Gallade in the back. So even though Quick Attack does allow you to get faster energy generation per shot against something like Trevenant where you also lose CMP, it's not the best strategy in the world. Your Sylveon will go down, Swampert comes back, and then all I have to do is break this last shield, send in Gallade, 1 Leaf Blade, I win CMP, and that's GG's. Or you just die to confusions, and you throw all your energy here because I won CMP, and my opponent, once they see Gallade, they'll probably just top left because they already know it's game over. Or they'll just let me confusion them down, and that's GG's. So, Walrein Trevcore reigns supreme, and even though that was a tip, yeah. And this is why I don't stress about my level. You see this poor veteran who dropped all the way down to 2200? That's the nature of Go Battle League. Go Battle League is a whole lot of luck and a whole lot of team stealing whatever, or just using super meta and hoping that you do get some legendary run or something like that. And then you sit in the queue for however long. This is why I dodge the leaderboard. I don't give a damn about the leaderboard until you fix this game to where it's fixed, and 2, I don't have to sit in a queue for a bazillion years, then I will care about the leaderboard. But, well, I used to care, but I don't care anymore. Because I have better things to do and play Pokemon Go PvP. This is my full-time job. Imagine being a full-time content creator and say I have full-time PvP. And even though there are other games out there that are making way more money than you do. That's a slight roast, but that's the truth. There's the other games and other esports athletes make infinitely more money than freaking Pokemon Go PvP. This Dragonite superpowers me, and all I'm going to do is get all of this energy. I theoretically should have shielded, but that's okay because this is a Dragon Claw. But I still have a bunch of energy on my Walrein. So this is still kind of rough. So I'm kind of screwed. I'm kind of in trouble because that's an Escavalier. Earthquake will go through. I'm actually hoping this goes through because with enough chip damage on Escavalier, you could possibly Shadow Claw down. Actually call the shield, and that's a Komodo. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's good. It's not that good. Now I just win because all I have to do is shield this, farm you down, and then 1 close combat will yeet that poor Escavalier in the face of the earth. But I have 100 energy here, or rather, I don't want them to get to another move, so I'm going to fire the Sleep Blade, and then I have enough energy left over for close combat because I'm a G at energy management. This should either kill or I'll take 1 more confusion, but either way, this Escavalier is pretty much done. Close combat goes through, and that's GG's. As you see, never stress about your load. There's still so much time left this season. I don't want to send in the queue. I have other things to do. I hope y'all enjoyed the battle. And that's game. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. As you see, Walrein Chefcore, this is just Walrein Chefcore slapping a freaking Gallade in the back. Gallade's still one of the best safe switches in Ultra Premier Classic, and it's still really freaking good. But hopefully, if y'all hate Ultra League, it's not going to get any better, sadly. You still got 1 week of Master Premier Classic. And then after that, you have the Evolution Cup. So Great League's going to come back, but you're still going to have to wait literally 11 days. Actually, yeah, 11 days. Because next Thursday is when the Evolution Cup comes back. So I don't know whose bright idea was it at Niantic to force you to play Ultra and Masters, but you know what? They are dumb and they should be fired. But we all know how Niantic works, and they're absolutely terrible at practically everything they do. And Go Battle League is just terrible right now because there's a bunch of lag and just frames dropping and just all this madness going on. And I've had a lot of problems on stream and I have no idea what the hell's going on. But I'm pretty sure y'all experience the same thing. And it's funny because this literally the season where a lot of people really want that Guzma pose, it's literally lagging to oblivion. So I don't know what the hell's going on, but you know what? It's Niantic. And yeah, freaking Niantic. But do me a huge favor, please like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. I really do appreciate y'all. I hope y'all are having a great day. And there's still plenty of, we still have over 2 months in the Go Battle Day left in this season. So there's still plenty of time to make Legend. I'm not stressing about it. And I wouldn't stress about it either. It's still super early in the season, and there's no reason to rush the Legend. Fun fact, after you make Legend, no matter what position you make on the leaderboard, you're still going to get the same reward as every person that hits Legend. So it doesn't matter what your leaderboard placement is. It really doesn't. And it's funny because top leader players still haven't, it's Go Battle League. But do me a huge favor, please take care of yourselves. I will see y'all and good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and I will see y'all on the next video.
Oh, the truth is that